Um, Gohan starts learning how to take care of himself, and you start seeing him go on like a little adventure, a little bit, like for an episode, and he like you see how he's grown. He takes on like a dinosaur and some shit because dinosaurs exist in Dragon Ball for some reason.
For some reason.
Yeah, some reason they do. It's just that world. That world has its own kind of logic because you see a lot of humans, but then you see like furry people. Keep in
Oh
mind, this
no,
came
it's
out in like the
furries.
'80s, so Dragon Ball was in like the '70s and '80s, wasn't it, John? Like '78 came out '78,
Uh,
and then
mid
that
Furries
carries
have
in the.
taken over.
70s for the first Dragon Ball.
It's okay.
I'm
They
wrong.
get beat. No, I'm just
Oh,
Really?
kidding. They don't. They're just like normal people. They just chill or whatever. They get scared of things that are about to kill them.
like, oh shit.
Yeah. One of them is one of the best adorable friend characters in the game. Blue, Yamcha's friend. That's like a that dude is a really good friend.
I hear you.
Anyways, yeah, I don't even know what he is. He's like a floating cat thing. It's weird. It's not like a normal cat. He's like this like flying squirrel where his body's like a square. I don't know. Anyways, it's you have to accept there's some logic involved somewhere for its existence, so that it just exists. But it is what it is. It's not that bad.
It just
Uh,
happens to be a story that has gotten really weird.
yeah, one of the original villains was like this wolf dog guy in the first one, so Dragon Ball. Anyways, um, so so Gohan and Piccolo develop this relationship. Piccolo actually starts caring for somebody, and Kami and Piccolo are actually two sides of the same coin. Um, One of the original villains in Dragon Ball, the Piccolo, King Piccolo, he got his butt kicked by Goku, and he spit out an egg. I don't remember what happened to him. I think somebody might have killed him or something. I don't remember what happened. But he spit up an egg, and out came another person like him, you know. But that person had a good side and an evil side, so they split. Um, that's where Kami, the Guardian of Earth, came from, and then the Piccolo that you see in Dragon Ball Z. So they're more or less about the same age, him and Goku.
Oh, here. All right.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but you learn some of that way later on. Like that's not even a like him being the same similar person. Like it's kind of like in the first couple episodes, you kind of get like a hint because it'll show like Kami being like, "I feel a change in Piccolo. This might be for the best," while he's taking care of Gohan. But like you don't learn about them becoming the same person until like a few seasons later, like a couple seasons later. But there's definitely some mentions of some of it, you know. And like the main characters already know this information, so they don't need to like back talk about it. Um, when the event happens, they're like, uh, they're like hanging around with their friend, and then they're like, "Oh, where's Piccolo going?" And they're like, "Oh, don't you know?" Oh, no, I don't think he said "don't you know," but he's basically like, "Oh, he's gonna go see Kami," and they're like, "Why? Why would he want to go see Kami? Don't they hate each other?" He's like, "Yeah, they do, but here's the thing: if they're able to merge back together, because by this point in the story, you get some interesting information about him, and come to find out he's actually an alien race too, but he didn't know it. They can so they want to merge to try and create a more powerful character, combining their knowledge and experience and stuff. Because Kami's really old for some reason. Anyways, um, yeah. Anyways, so the Saiyans show up, and you get all kinds of carnage and shit. Gohan is about to get his shit kicked in. He's getting beat the hell up by the henchmen the two Saiyans that show up. Goku's not there yet. He's like trying to get his way back. This is a tense moment because you got the bad guys show up and everyone's like, "Oh fuck!" And Gohan starts getting his shit kicked in. Um, and you see, part of the reason why Piccolo started training Gohan is because Gohan actually has like a hidden power in him. For like in like moments of like extreme peril, and Piccolo like threw him to test it because he's seen something happen with Raditz, and Gohan just blew up like this giant ass like mile long stretch of land, and it freaked him out. He's like, "Holy shit, the fuck!" Anyways, so Piccolo was hoping that that would happen again versus those guys, but Gohan's scared. He's a kid, you know. He starts getting his shit kicked in. Well, he's mostly scared, and he's even wearing. This is so since Gohan and Piccolo started developing a relationship. Gohan started wearing some similar clothes to Gohan because they're really close at this point. They're like uncle, or like they're like family now, almost to some degree. And Gohan was about to get killed. The henchman guy fires this energy blast because these are some of this becomes one of the primary forms of combat in Dragon Ball Z. And Piccolo throws himself in front of it to shield Gohan, and he gets fucking killed. He dies protecting Gohan, and he dies with a smile on his face because he saved him. And it's like that's a big moment. And a couple other characters died too. This one character that's hanging out with one of the best characters, strongest characters in Dragon Ball. He has a character that hangs with him. He's like an emperor, Chinese emperor or something. He looks like a kind of like a doll, but he blows himself up to try and save them, and it didn't do anything. To this guy's underling, by the way. Nordic, you there? I was inviting you.
What? No,
Yeah.
I thought you were busy talking. Sorry.
No, I told you I was starting it. Anyways, so yeah, things are looking really bad. Like the dude's missing an arm, another dude's dead, another dude's dead. It's getting pathetic at this point. Like their best chances are all gone. Then Goku shows up, and Goku's seen what's going on, and he's like, "Oh hell no! What did y'all do to my bros?" You know. And so they get surprised because around this point in the series, power levels are pretty consistent. They have this device on their head that can scan for power levels because that's what they use to measure how they can take over people. And they get surprised by how his power level goes up. But that relates to like the training and stuff Goku and the people that he knows goes through, where they connect their mind and their body or whatever, blah blah blah. They can focus power into a single point to make it more powerful. So it's kind of like
Power levels over 9,000.
yeah, it's kind of like how a shower head does like concentrated. Like you put water through a shower head when you're taking a shower, it uses less water, but the water's still potent enough and more powerful. It's kind of like that. You funnel it in to being focused. There's examples in physics, but like a screw, but I can't really think of all of them. Uh, so yeah, that's where that joke comes from, the over 9,000 joke, because they're like, "What the fuck? This dude was like level like 100. We thought we were gonna kill him, but no, now he's becoming as powerful as us." Well, not the main guy, but the secondary guy. So Goku pretty much just whips his ass, and then the main guy is the real banger because that guy is like what was it like 10 times powerful than Goku, or 20 times? Oh, anyways, the math adds up when you think about it. But they give you some set numbers, and it becomes a struggle because Goku is actually having a hard time you find out that these alien dudes actually have this power to turn into a giant gorilla, like King Kong kind of thing, but like worse. If King Kong can have Godzilla powers, basically, where they can shoot beams and jump and all kinds of stuff. And
Yeah, Sans and Super Sans.
no, I'm just talking about the gorilla form, the Uzairu or
Yeah,
whatever
but
it's called.
because they're Sans that they're there. That's why they can do it.
Yeah,
Apparently, these aren't. They have their tails and it's long.
yeah, that's part of why they have the tail, because they're basically monkey people to some degree. But
We're
they
all
take it.
monkey people.
They get taken advantage of that. Yeah, it's like some sort of weird alternate evolutionary path or some shit. Anyways, that's where a lot of their power comes from that they use to dominate planets is turning into those monkeys, and just fucking shit up. And so what happened was
Please
is
send the invite.
Piccolo, okay, Piccolo actually destroyed the moon. I know that sounds crazy, but it's a show. I mean, it's a silly show from like the 80s and 90s, but it's a really emotionally invested one.
From the 70s up.
Anyways, Piccolo actually destroyed the moon because Gohan turned into one of those. And Goku never got to know about that because Goku's tail got cut off when he was a kid because something similar happened one time. Anyways, Piccolo cuts his tail off, destroys the moon, and cuts his tail off when he realizes what's going on and that the Saiyans can use that against him because Gohan's still a Saiyan, even if he's half Saiyan. He's got human blood in him too.
They got a
So
monkey tail.
so everything starts to look a little hopeful. You're like, oh shit, now they can't fuck you up even more because Vegeta's starting to lose at this point. Vegeta's starting to get is he starting to be, you know? See, Vegeta, the main villain, he has a ton of experience. He's beating Goku in experience, practice, and intense willpower and passion. Because at this point for him, it's a matter of pride of beating Goku. It's a personal matter at this point. Because to him, this is a lower being, a low person that's supposed to be lower than me. I'm supposed to be the elite. I'm supposed to be the best of the best. And this dude is giving me shit. He actually laid a finger on me. Dude, it's getting personal. So he's like, fuck it. Last ditch effort. I'm gonna go all out. Monkey form. Oh wait, there's no fucking moon. What? And so everyone's starting to go, yeah, we got him in the corner. And then they find out, oh boy, joke's on you fuckers. I can create an artificial moon because this ain't the first time we've encountered this problem. So he threw it up. He became a monkey anyway. And everyone's going, oh fuck, no. Ah, shit. We're going to get laid out. Um, so that, so what ultimately defeats him, because at this point, Goku is fucking shredded. He can't even walk. He can't even get up. All of his muscles are fucked because he used Kaioken times like 20 or some shit. And so now he's like, Krillin, fuck, take this. He puts all this energy into like this ball and he says, use this and use your Destructo Disc thing because Krillin has this ability where he can call like a saw blade of energy. Cut his tail off. Fuck him up. Krillin's like, okay. So they try it and it fails. He sees it coming. He jumps over it, but then, fucking one of the weakest fucking most cowardly characters in the series, Yajirobe is his name. He always carries his sword around, but he don't even know how to use it half the time. He fucking comes in and cuts the tail off, and it's like, oh shit. They all thought he done fucking took off, you know. You know, he's never there. So at this point, you get this tense moment to where you think, "Ah, oh, damn, this is it. What's gonna happen?" And then it gets to the point to where Vegeta just can't even walk either. Like he's crawling to his life pod spaceship thing to get the hell out of there. He could just barely crawl to it. And Krillin, he's so exhausted he could barely walk. He takes the Yajirobe's sword and he slowly makes his way. And then he lifts his arm up to stab Vegeta, and Vegeta's like looking like, oh shit, it's time. And then Goku, at this point, Goku can't even talk. He sends like like this telepathic link shit or something to Krillin, and he's like, "Don't do it, man. Don't do it. It's not worth killing him. Let him go." And Krillin's like, "What? Are you high?" It's like, "What have you been smoking, man?" And he's like, "Just trust me, Krillin. Just let him go. Um, we'll just deal with that later, some other time maybe, but just let it go. Trust me." And Krillin's like, "All right, fine. If there's someone I'd rather trust, it'll be you." So he just says, "Fuck it." He lets him go, and fucking Vegeta all busted up, blood all over his face. He's like, "You'll regret this. You should have killed me when you had the chance," and flies off. He's still shit talking, you know, fucking hell. And so yeah, that concludes. That's like the brief, abridged, kind of funny version of how it all played out. And that's. I mean, I did cover it all exactly. Just there's just some minor details because like they have like a minor training arc thing. Goku didn't just automatically show up with powers all of a sudden. He had to work his ass off for it because that tiny ass planet has such a strong gravitational pull. He couldn't even stand. He had to learn
Makes
how to
sense.
walk and build his muscles up. And then, while being on this heavy ass planet, he had to chase this fucking dragonfly motherfucker that talks shit around with a big ass mallet that's already heavy enough, but then it gets multiplied by the planet's gravity with its weight. And yeah, so he had to run around getting him, and then he had to chase a monkey around and catch a monkey. Yeah, King Kai has a monkey and a bug friend for some reason. The bug thing's called Gregory, by the way. Just thought I'd mention that. That's a interesting name. So yeah, that's one of the first arcs in Dragon Ball Z. It's called a lot of people call it the Saiyan Saga. Were you able to come in, Nordic?
It, your invite and me trying to join you doesn't seem to do anything.
Try going to the multiplayer co-op menu.
Yeah, I did, and then the
Hmm.
things that I have saved in there, it's like I try to click on. It's like you need to unlock a garage before proceeding to multiplayer. I'm like, fuck.
You didn't complete the tutorial?
Uh, thought I did.
Oh, I know what happens. If I remember, you got to do like the first single player mission, and then you drive up the road, and then you go to a garage, and it's like, oh, you got this garage now. Yeah, it apparently does because I don't know why they force you to do that, but the garage goes across multiple, like it saves like to your account or some shit like that, and you carry like stuff that you modify on that map will carry over to the other maps. Mm, I'm gonna restart the game. Anyway, so what did you think about that? You can kind of see why, like the stakes get higher later on, but you can kind of see why you can kind of get into that kind of thing because it's like you have these intense action battles, but then you have these scenes that are deeper than that, you know?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, like you can get really emotionally invested because later on, after the Saiyans go, um, you find out something happens because Piccolo died. The Dragon Balls don't work anymore. So they can't wish their buddy back to life because you can only be wished back to life a certain amount of times by this magical dragon that grants wishes. And they're like, okay, well, that guy said that the guy was Namekian, so there must be a planet Namek. So they find out that there's a planet. I don't remember specifically how at the moment. My memories isn't always the best. But basically, they find out about this planet with people like Piccolo on it, And so Piccolo, when he died, and the other people that died with him, what's happening to them is they're dead, but they're training with Supreme Kai as well now. Now they're training with him. Give me a second. I need to get some water.
You take your time.
Okay. I'm just gonna explore a little bit as part of the map on this for a sec, Nordic, while because I don't remember how some of this works.
So do I need to find the first?
Yeah, you'll
The
get
first garage in Highway Holland or in the regular game?
the regular game
Oh,
just to make sure that it counts. Um. So yeah. So now they're training with Kami, and what that means is they're going to try to get better too while a lot of this is going on. So basically, one of the main characters, her name is Bulma, and she is part of a mega inventor scientist. I don't know if it's a conglomerate, but basically, she,
Council
she,
Corp.
she's a Capsule Corporation. She's a rich, smart girl that invents shit. She's like the tech
Wasn't
tinkerer,
her?
and her
Isn't
dad
her
and
family's company?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Her dad. Sorry. Yeah, her dad basically helped. Her dad like invented it or some shit like that. So her dad's a scientist and inventor. He invented a lot of technology you see in the series. Like they have these capsules, you click it and you throw it. All of a sudden, you got an instant house or a car or food or some shit. And so his daughter is also kind of a techie. She can work on things kind of like him to some degree. So they invent a spaceship, or they probably actually I think they already had the technology. They were just putting one together. Anyways, they build a spaceship to go to Namek, and I think Goku was healing, wasn't he? Or they were giving him sensu beans and letting him heal. Either way, Goku wasn't able to go at the time. So they end up going without him. To Namek, they went to go ahead and scout it out to try and ask about the Dragon Balls. They weren't expecting anything to happen. They're like, it'll be fine. We'll be back. No big deal. So that's not how it goes. They get there, and there's all kinds of shit. There's like genocide happening. Turns out there's this evil tyrant who's actually the big boss over Vegeta and those other Saiyans. And he's pretty much just murdering them all. He's trying to get in touch with the Dragon Balls because he heard about it from them because they overheard it from Raditz Scouter thing from when he died. And so he's like, I'll just go to the source, fuck it. So because they had more information than we did at the time. We didn't know. Nobody knew about the Namekians existing until they pointed it out. And so yeah, so you got a whole new band of goons that pose a whole new series of threats, and it's just Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma there. And you start like the Namekians are like these peaceful people, um, and now they're getting the shit kicked out of them, getting
Well,
murdered
they have
actually.
a few fighters, but they're not really
Yeah,
prone to fighting. They're like
it's like the Peace Corps,
martial monks. You know, kind of
Well, as far as
similar.
Namecs are concerned, yeah, there are martial art monks or whatever. They do fighting, but for
But they won't
Namecs,
really.
yeah, they're there for they're like just there for self defense, policing purposes. They don't really, they
That's
don't
not go to
really,
war and anything like that. No.
yeah, they're not war like. There's no wars on planet Namek. It's an entirely peaceful existence. They have their villages. They just chill out and grow plants. I mean, what more could you want? I guess. So.
Perfect planet.
So this is where one of the most badass soundtracks starts coming in. They bring on Bruce Falconer for this arc in this arc from then on, and Vegeta gets a new voice actor, which is become the most recognizable iconic voice actor when it comes to recognizing this character. And Chris Sabat. So what ends up happening is the characters now have a new problem. They're trying to collect the Dragon Balls, keep the evil tyrant from getting it, because you can wish for immortality. You can wish for all kinds of stuff. And the Namek Dragon Balls are actually more powerful, if I remember correctly, than the ones that were on the home planet, Earth. They call it Earth, but it's obviously not the same whole Earth.
Terra, whatever you like to call it. But yeah, the one on Terra, I like to call it that one. You can only do once. The one on Nam, it can do 3.
Yeah, and it's able to retain some power while doing it.
Yep.
So you can wish for all kinds of stuff: immortality, money, pizza. I'd go for the pizza. But
Infinite amount of pizza for the rest of my life.
yeah, let me store it so it doesn't spoil because it all landed on me just now. You got to be specific with them.
Yeah, you gotta be real specific about your wishes, or oh, fucking one of the first wishes they got in the original series. Pair of panties.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's this part in Dragon Ball where one of the villains actually got a hold of the Dragon Balls, so was about to make a wish, and one of the supporting characters jumped in and said, "I wish for panties." It screwed up their
Little big
wish.
boy, little big guy, big
Yeah.
looking dude. Like came out and
Oolong.
was like, I wish for panties. Fucking, it was good. I think it was a Red Rocket, or not Red Rocket. Fucking Red Army.
Red Army or something like that. Anyways,
Well, it had an R and R, so it makes me fucking feel like Red Rocket.
Red Ribbon Army. That's it. Red Ribbon.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, I got lost. Um. Anyways, so all this stuff is going on. So they make a spaceship for Goku, and it has a special training mode where Goku can train at multiple times the gravity of Earth, and he's training like crazy because he knows that there's shit going on there.
Many times the fucking atmospheric pressure and shit.
Yeah, he knows shit's hitting the fan. So he's trying to he's trying to save his bros. And so he's training and all this stuff every day. Well, not every day, because, well, yeah, every day, but not like the whole day. Because one of the things that he was taught was work is important, but what's more important is the rest you do afterwards, which is actually true in real life. You can't strengthen yourself if you overexert yourself constantly. Like with working out and stuff like that. The rest is the most important part. Is how you rest. So the mono for how he was taught was work hard, play hard, and rest hard, or something like that. So Goku's working out. You're seeing all of these murders and atrocities. So they're trying to hide from all this going on and trying to, sneak around because you don't want to get caught by these guys. They're really strong. Because, see, Goku and his friends don't need to use the scouter, the power level sensing technology, because they can pick up on the energy from life. And people with more power have more energy. So they can use that to their advantage by hiding their power so that the enemy don't detect them. It's kind of like hiding from radar, So they're staying low, out of sight. They're hiding their energy signature. While they're trying to thwart the bad guys or trying to do what they can. Because that's really all they can manage to do right now. And
Okay, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. It's not giving me any like, well, go here or do that.
check the map. Hit M.
No.
Is that helping any? Are there any like icons or nothing?
Yeah. I don't know why I did that. I had all the stuff to do it, and yeah.
So you're good. You're good now. So you're good now, Nordic?
Okay.
Oh my goodness, it's so hot.
It's hot over here too.
So my memory's a little bad on some of the stuff that happens while they're waiting on Goku to come, but it's it's an interesting game of cat and mouse. Like there's this part where they find like some Dragon Balls from some people, and then they're like, okay, let's hide them. So they hide them, and the bad guys show up and just murder them all. And it's like, ah, fuck, man, that sucks. And yeah, they eventually get to the point where they find most of them, and then Vegeta shows up, and he's like, yeah, fuck you guys, and he takes them and throws them really far, and then hides them somewhere for himself, and then our guys find it, and they take him, and he starts getting really PO'd, and they kind of find each other, and they find out that Vegeta is actually trying to overthrow the evil tyrant guy because of personal reasons. Vegeta's a
He destroyed his planet, his home planet, and said it was about some. It was due to something else.
yeah. He said it
And
was
it
a
wasn't.
meteor
Yeah, and it wasn't. He personally went and wiped out that planet, Goku's father's planet,
because
and
he
his
feared the
own.
power. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you find out that Vegeta is actually was going to be the king of that planet.
Yeah.
When Vegeta was a
He
little
was royal.
boy,
He's a little prince.
yeah, he's called Prince Vegeta because he was actually the son of the king. And because Frieza, the main evil tyrant, feared the power of the Saiyans, instead of continuing to work with them and being a jerk and all that other a dickwad, a jerkwad, he just murders them all.
Destroys the whole planet.
Yep. And so yeah, they learn a bit more about Vegeta. Vegeta is kind of like one of those characters. They're not very open because they've been hurt so much, and they're always around in a hostile environment. So he's not very open to giving anything personal out, or being honest, or emotional. So they don't find out a whole lot from him, other than just a few things here and there. Because he don't trust anybody. So skip ahead. Goku arrives. Things aren't looking so good because Vegeta ends up having to fight a couple of an elite force. They're also goofy. They're really funny to watch.
Ginyu Force.
The Ginyu Force. So this is Frieza's elite 6 or whatever.
But they show up and do the crazy shit ever. They do the
Yeah.
power like a Powerade stat shit.
Yeah, and it's
Like,
also
what the fuck are you doing?
the jokes are pretty good too.
I told him make a fun of yourself. Okay, go for you.
Yeah, even Frieza is sometimes like,
Oh, you
Just do
fucking
it.
idiots. Just fucking beat
It's
his ass.
yeah, it's like if you weren't my best guys, I would have done throwing you out in an airlock.
I would have murdered you by now.
So, Goku, just before Goku shows up, things are starting to look interesting. Vegeta defeats a couple of the guys. He's working together with the kids, and then he just fucking ditches them whenever the other guy shows up, because he's trying to get ahead of them on the Dragon Balls. And so yeah, so they're kind of in bad shape. Goku shows up and saves them from one of the last members, and then he fights the second strongest couple of guys. One sounds like he's Australian. His name is Jace. He's like, I'm Jace, you know. It's kind of interesting how he has an accent. The dude has red skin for some reason, and he's got this awesome like 80s metal hair, 80s glam rock haircut. Which is actually looks pretty good on him. Actually, it fits. He looks like, you know. So Goku beats them, and then he has to deal with Captain Ginyu. And this is a monumental part because you see there's some interesting things that happen. So while fighting Captain Ginyu, Captain Ginyu's like, "Stop fucking with me, dude," because Captain Ginyu's like throwing nukes around, and then Goku's like just kind of like fighting around, and Captain Ginyu's like, "Dude, you're fucking with me. I can tell you're not. You're holding back. Just show me what you can really do, because if I kick your ass and I know that you didn't actually try, this ain't gonna be very worth it because of all the trouble you gave me." So Goku's like, okay, fine. So you get this really, really interesting sequence that kind of shines some light on a little bit of what's coming into Goku. It's a little bit of a foreshadow too. It's also really epic. So there's this part where he goes to do the power up, and Jace is still around because his teammate got knocked out. He pretty much just said, "All right, I give up." Goku's like, "Okay, you gave up," and
As long as they gave up, he wouldn't do nothing to him.
yeah,
He was a man of honor. That's how his grandfather raised him.
yeah,
The human that found him, I would say.
yeah. Goku don't believe in killing nobody. Well,
That is until...
I'll get to that in a sec. So there's this amazing sequence where Goku is powering. He starts, building up some power, and it's like really awesome because he starts to prepare for it, and it looks like different parts of the planet start reacting to him, and the solar system. There's like some form of some form of some form of interactiveness that's like he's calling upon some form of extra power or something. Anyways, so it happens.
The power of friendship.
His power up thing happens. It's like in a split second. You see a lightning strike, and for a split second, he changes for a sec, and so he's doing the power up thing, and Captain Ginyu's like, "All right, let me start reading the loadout on the scouter, the energy detector." And he starts getting worried. He's like, "How are you doing this? I thought people were born. We always thought people were just born with whatever power they had. How are you doing this?" And he's like, So yeah, so he starts getting more and more worried because at this point, Captain Ginyu's starting to look like a fly. In comparison, and you start seeing little traces in Goku's aura. Goku's aura is red, and you see traces of like a little yellow and blue, and the sky is reacting to him. Things start to darken, clouds, and that's a little bit of a foreshadow, and an awesome sequence because Goku's come a long way up to this point, and he trained like crazy, and he got his ass kicked.
Multiple times.
For Saiyans, you find this out actually soon after this. When Saiyans get their ass kicked, they gain some extra strength in their body as a result of the healing process, and they actually come back slightly more powerful than they were before. The harder they get their ass kicked and they come back from, the slightly more powerful they come back. So that's part of why Vegeta was so much more powerful than Goku, because Vegeta's been in war. He's been in a lot of combat. So he's had the chance to refine his skills and all this other crazy stuff. So Vegeta... Well, anyways, Goku goes to beat Ginyu. Ginyu has this secret ability where he can transform and steal people's bodies. He steals Goku's body and tries to impersonate him. They figured out Goku manages to get his body back. But he's fucked up. Gohan, Krillin, and Vegeta had to kick the shit out of Goku's body. And they weren't too happy about it. At least Krillin wasn't. Vegeta was pissed off that it wasn't Goku, but because Ginyu don't know how to handle Goku's body. Because you don't know how to do the focus that Goku has to use the power. Anyways, so Goku's healing, and you find out from Vegeta's like, these are bad circumstances. Frieza is going to be pissed. He's going to send his highest goon after us. And he's like, Gohan, Krillin, I want you to beat the shit out of me. And they're like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, we can't do that. We're here to help each other, even though you dished us earlier, but that's under the bridge now. Because it's got to be. I mean, think about it. You got a fucking dude that can just think about blowing up a planet and it does. I mean, Vegeta could do the same thing, but this guy's like 1,000 million times worse than Vegeta. So they're fucking freaking out. So Vegeta's like just do it. Trust. Just please. And so they kind of do a little bit. They end up pissing him off. He pisses them off because he's like these guys, they're not even trying. So he pisses them off, gets them to blast him. Vegeta gives them new clothes, like Saiyan armor and stuff. And Vegeta just kind of is being chill, you know. So Vegeta goes to heal, so that because he teaches them about that power that Saiyans have. He's like, I wanted you to kick my ass because I wanted to come back with extra strength after I heal. So Vegeta does a little bit of healing in this healing tube that they have. It's like a vat full of liquid, and it has like an oxygen mask on it. And you just basically just kind of chill out, sleep a little bit while you
Yeah,
heal.
it's like a back to tank in Star Wars.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Salty, you know what those are, right? Salty?
He's a bit busy.
Yeah, probably. So Nordic, did you manage to
I'm getting it.
okay. I haven't used this map much, so I'm seeing how some of the vehicles I have react to the road. I think it depends on the tires I put on the vehicle, because these are mostly roads. Dude, there's two guys walking across the street. One of them has his shirt off, and he has a gut, but it looks like he's pregnant. Just the way his gut is kind of like leaning with his back being pushed forward. It's like, that guy pregnant. Congratulations to the happy couple, I guess. Right, Nordic?
Yeah. Stuck.
What happened? Well, hit V as in Victor and see if there's a recover truck option. Alright. Just gonna let my computer cool down a sec. It's incredibly